is one thing everybody enjoys, irrespective of age, status, or whatnot, and that thing is respect. Now, nobody likes to be disrespected, and that is why today we are going to be dissecting this topic on respect, seeing as it has caused an uproar on social media. Should respect be earned, or is it a necessity because we are Africans? And with me on set today is Mr. Sunday. Hello, Mr. Sunday.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm great. And my name is Margaret. As I always say, this is the most educative, inspiring podcast you would ever find on your screen. You can take that to the bank anywhere. So let's just get into this topic. Should respect be earned, or is it a necessity? Mr. Sunday, do you think respect should be earned?
You earn it.
It's not a necessity.
No.
You know, naturally as Africans, we come from a place of we must respect everybody. Everybody. In fact, elderly people believe that as far as you can find this white hair on their hair, you must respect them. Most people don't come from the angle of respect is earned. They feel that it's a necessity. So you're saying that respect should be earned. It is not a necessity that somebody must be respected.
No, it's not a necessity to me. It's needed to be earned because irrespective of whatever you are, you also have to respect to be respected. Whether you have gray head or you are older than the person, all you need to do is to give respect. Respect begets respect.
I love that. I give you a clear picture. There was a particular day I took a bus. So when I got to the bus, the driver had said there was nobody at the front seat, so I opted to sit down there since it would be free. This lady comes up. She's an elderly person though, but not so elderly, but she's elderly. Obviously, she's older than me, so I'll call her an elderly person. She comes up and she just tries to get in, and I'm like, sorry, ma, somebody is there. And the next thing, she just goes, I want more, you see. What's that Yoruba word for? Like, I don't even know how to say the Yoruba very well. She just said, we don't have manners. I was like, I couldn't even talk to her because I was looking at her like, Mommy, what is the issue now? And then our other friend joined. I was like, oh, these children. I say, wow. And you know the funny thing, I didn't stand up. Now, most people felt that I should have calmed down and let her in. But at that point in time, I felt that she demanded the respect. She didn't earn it enough for me to stand up from that seat and allow her sit there.
Yeah.
Now, which takes me to the part of those that demand respect. Do you think that, you know, there's this respect that people call, what would I call this respect? A corny kind of respect. The one that you give when you don't naturally respect this person at the person's back. Secret respect, that's the word. You know, I respect you like, oh, good afternoon, Mr. Sunday. How are you doing today? Is everything okay? And the next minute, I'm like, I don't even like that man. Very annoying. He's so full of himself. What do you say to that, those that demand respect? How do you think that people should act respect-wise? You know, some people come off as demanding respect. Some people come off, they have that natural, when you look at them, it looks like they demand it. They want you to give it to them at all costs. Wow, how would you place that? Do you think that it is okay, maybe because of your position or who you are, do you think it's okay for you to demand that you be respected?
Actually, you don't need to demand for respect before you get it. If you act rightly, if you act the good way, if you act as the elderly person you are, you give your respect. Your children at home, the very moment you tell your child, don't you know I am your father, the respect is gone. So the respect is something that you made is available at any point in time when it is well approached. If it's wrongly approached, you will not get it, no matter how old you are or how young you are.
Okay, so you're saying that even elders, besides those ones, I'm going to make emphasis on those ones with white hair. Because you see, we have had several cases of these ones. You know, there are so many times that I see let me see the Gen Z generation call their bluff. Now, this is not me saying that it's okay for the Gen Zs or a young person to be rude to an adult. But you know, I feel that sometimes these people call for the attitude. That's how I see it. So, which I had a conversation with someone and he said that, yes, that because we are Africans, you should naturally give an elderly person respect, and regardless of how the person treats you. Now, I concurred and I did not concur. It was a 50-50 thing for me. I don't know what it is for you. I will give you the floor to explain. But now I concurred in the sense that, okay, this is an elderly person. You can as well not even respond. But have you met the ones that you just have to respond to?
Well, if from the look of things, to me, from my own point of view, if someone decides to like misbehave and you expect me to give you respect, you may not earn it. You may deserve, but you may not earn it. It's one thing for you to deserve something, it's another thing for you to get it. Okay, take for instance, if an elderly man is asking me to do what is not right, do you expect me to go by it?
Of course not.
I won't. But if I decided not to go by it, an average African man will say, I have disrespected the man. Why? Mind you, when we say Africa, Africa of those days is not the Africa of now.
Now,
again.
yes.
Because things are changing.
Yes, the world has evolved, so
Things
we
are
should
changing.
also evolve.
Actually, respect is very important.
Yes.
If the man deserves it and he earned it, please give it to the fellow. No matter how the fellow is to you, whether old or young, give it to him. It's like you're sowing a seed.
I like that word. It's like you're sowing a seed. So it brings me to the question of people that have status. Now, respect can come in different forms. For me, I believe that you could respect somebody's achievement. You could respect the fact that somebody is doing something that you want to do, but don't have the, should I say, the mind to, or you don't have the resources to. So you look up to this person and say, oh, wow, I respect this person's position. I respect this person's stance. It could also be your character, because I say character goes a long way with respect.
Yeah.
In fact, you can put them side by side, because achievements might fail. Whatever you think that you are could actually fail. But you see, your character goes with you. Now, which brings me to the point of, how do you place yourself to be a respected fellow? Because now we have said you cannot demand respect. You have to earn respect. So how can you be a respectable person?
There are so many ways you can look at it. But the major way you can make yourself a respectable one is when you give yourself respect. When you give yourself respect, the respect will come. You can't rule away respect, actually. It's very important. To get along in life is very important. We have seen a situation whereby the sign of respect in the life of someone changes life for good. And the sign of respect, absence in the life of someone, mar him or her completely. So, take for instance, you talk to an old man, anyhow, knowing fully well that man is older than you in the African setting. And tomorrow, you now ask a child to do the same, and the child is now saying, but you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, say, oh my God, need respect ni. The child will not say, you are saying I don't have respect. But you're not the one that is talking to Baba Nwigwe the other day anyhow. So you don't earn it. You are deserving it, but you don't earn it. So it's a seed you sow.
Yeah.
When you respect yourself, you'll surely be respected.
True. There's the popular adage that says talk is cheap. You have to walk the talk. You cannot be different from what you're saying. That's where character comes in, like I said earlier. You have to walk the talk. Now, there are some persons that are naturally very cruel. You know, when you look at somebody and you feel this person is beneath you. Now, I give an example. This is how this starts. Do you know who I am? Do you know what I'm worth? If not for anything, I should not be sitting down here with you. You have the effrontery to be talking to me like that. You know, we see it a lot. We hear it a lot. We walk it in our everyday life, we see people like this. In fact, it's unavoidable to find people like this.
The very moment, sorry, I need to cut you here. The very moment that fellow is making such statement, he or she has missed it.
He has even lost the respect completely.
Completely. Because you don't need to start giving sermons upon sermons of who you are before you get the respect.
Okay.
By looking at you, the person you are,
you should automatically get respected.
Wow. I met an old man so many years ago, to be precise, over 20 years now. And after I had dealt with the old man, doing one or two things for him, somebody just came up, trying to take my place. The old man was annoyed. He said, I respect this boy a lot. He has been with me for the past 2 hours. I can leave whatever I want with him, and I'll be happy that I meet him. I will meet him the way I left him. I respect him a lot. The honor he gave to me, nobody wanted to attend to me at my age, but he chose to. So when, without saying a word, your attitude alone will bring the respect to you.
Great. So I have this question for you here. I've listened to all that you have said so far. So elderly people, elders. Now, elders don't naturally have to have white hair. You know when somebody's way older than you. Now, when they do something wrong that you cannot take, even as a young person, do you just call their bluff because you feel that you have so much to say?
No, you don't do that.
Okay.
My father used to tell me, my late father used to tell him something. He said, Sunday, I want to tell you something. You don't tell an old man that you are lying. Tell him, sir, you are not saying the truth. That's a respectable way of telling him that you are lying. Okay. Don't call him a bluff. You don't just ignore it because you have all whatever it takes to say what you have to say.
Yeah.
Because you can talk does not mean that one day you will surely find yourself in the shoe of that person.
Yeah.
And you may not be able to take it also.
It's great. Okay, so you think that they should be respected regardless of how they treat anybody? It's hard. It's
regardless
long.
the way they treat anybody.
Yes.
And that word is very heavy.
It's very heavy, right?
It's very heavy.
Yeah.
What if the man is very wicked? How will you respect such a person?
I don't know. For some reason, I believe in the power of silence. I don't know.
No.
I might be wrong.
No, to me, I also believe in that.
I might be right.
I told somebody then, I said, look, Mr. Man, let me tell you, the person you are talking to is way older than you. You should have just keep silence, and right inside your silence lie your strength. And I must confess to you, the person today is a changed person.
So let's paint another scenario. What if a child is rude to an adult? Now, this adult knows that I deserve this respect. Like, can't this person see that I'm older? And he or she is talking to me in this manner. Now, what happens in that case? Do you say the adult should just look at the child and just be like, no more daily?
Looking at that aspect, like I told you, if you have the respect, you don't need to talk. People around you will talk for you. I've seen a situation whereby a child was rude to an adult, and the man just looked at him and just, people around, what is wrong with you? Don't you know you are talking to an adult? You don't need to blow your pipe. Let somebody blow it for you. People around you will surely speak for you, if truly you earn the respect. But mind you, many a times, what goes around comes around. It's always like a seed that one has sown in the past that person is reaping.
Sometimes I don't think it's a seed. I think that naturally some people's upbringing is different. Sometimes I don't think, I don't know, I don't stand with you completely on saying it's a seed that maybe probably karma, but I think that some people's upbringing are different. Take for instance, there are some homes where they don't say, good morning, daddy, and Neil. They stand and say, morning, dad. If they say an elder, morning, sir, and the elder expects them to prostrate, so would you count them as being obstinate? Would you count them as being disrespectful?
Well, it all, like you have said, it all depends on the upbringing. That is the way he or she is being brought up.
But will we accept that as Africans?
Underline the word, As Africans.
As Africans. Would we even accept it in this Nigeria?
In this Nigeria,
Will we accept it?
it's not going to be accepted. But the truth is, even if your father gave birth to you, please rebirth yourself. Learn around. Learn around. See what is obtainable in your society and try to fit in.
Okay. So there's this Yoruba adage. See, forgive my Yorubaness. They say, ọmọ tó gbẹ̀kọ́ nílé pé bóyá how do they say Italo Mako. You should not come for because this my Yoruba is international Yoruba. That's what I'm releasing for you today. So we have come to the conclusion that respect should be earned, not demanded. And that is not to say that young people should be disrespectful to elders. Now, respect, they say you will get if you respect yourself. Talk is cheap. So walk your talk. Let your character show who you are. Character naturally shows who you are. So let your character be you. Jason, thank you very much for joining us on today's podcast. Thank you, Mr. Sunday, for joining us. I had a nice time with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for joining us. And with that, we say, please like, comment, subscribe. I would like to hear your feedback. Is respect earned or is it necessary? My name remains Maggie for short. Bye for now.